Welcome to Sunday. It is January 2nd. It is 2022, if you can believe that. Time just flies. I tell you. I hope that all of you are having a good new year. And as for myself, I've been just relaxing and working on projects, that kind of thing. So there were two things I wanted to cover this Sunday. And the first, I wanted to give more tips on astral projection to hopefully assist you in your process. And the other thing I wanted to talk about today was an experience that I had on 12/31/21 of all days. It was a beyond body experience, and I normally, of course, will talk about those experiences as soon as they happen, but I was frankly exhausted, and it's just been an interesting weekend. So I've just been trying to keep up with everything, continuing to work on my podcast, of course, among other things. So I will be sharing that experience with you today as well. And I always hope with these experiences that I share with you, one of the reasons why I like to share them is because I think that what I'm hoping is that they will be, number one, an inspiration, and number two, maybe you will find something that I'm saying within the experience that will help you along on your own journey. And I know that there are also people that just simply are interested in hearing about these experiences because they are so unique and so unusual. So first, let's talk about astral projection tips. And one of the things I wanted to say before I really get into what I'm going to talk about with the tips in this is this whole thing about people thinking that there is some sort of magic formula to doing astral projection. For those of you who have been on this channel for a while anyway, will know that I am not a believer in formulas with all this. My feeling is that it is a process, it's a journey, and I don't think that there is one single formula that will be able to consistently get you out of your body each time you make an attempt. If someone like myself, who's been doing this for 40 plus years, which is a very long time, I still have issues at times, sometimes when I put my mind or focus to going out there. There's still times that I fall asleep, and I've talked about that. I've been very open about that fact. So if someone like myself has issues, then if someone's just starting out or if someone's just in the middle, what I'm trying to tell you is that there are going to be times when you're not going to get there. Even after you've succeeded, you may make an attempt, and there probably will be times when you fall asleep, and that's okay. It's okay not to get there every single time. That's perfectly fine. That happens. My whole logic with all this is that when I'm not necessarily making it out consistently, my feeling is that my guides are probably behind this, at least for me, and they have probably some reason for doing that, and I trust them. And I've said this many times on my channel that I trust my guides 100%. And if they feel that there's a time that I shouldn't be going out, perfectly fine. I don't need to go out during that time, and I'm patient about it. So those are my thoughts on that. But let me get into this latest tip that I have for you. And the first thing I want you to do when the next time you attempt astral projection is to, close your eyes, get comfortable. Now, I've heard this on subreddit as well. Do you need to lie on your back? Do you need to lie on your side? What's the best thing to do? The best thing to do is to lie in a way that is the most comfortable for you. That's it, period, end of story. There's no special way, as far as I'm concerned, to lie down. Just get as comfortable as you possibly can. Once you are comfortable and your eyes are shut, what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that there is a second set of eyes underneath your eyes. Now, I've had so many experiences, but I have talked about this in my earlier experiences of arriving someplace and feeling as if I'm opening up a second set of eyes, not my eyelids, not my physical eyelids, but eyelids underneath my eyes, which I imagine they are my third eye. And if you have difficulty imagining a third eye, what I want you to do is just simply imagine this, that there are a second set of eyelids underneath your eyes and that you can open and close them. And I want you to practice that. Just practice it over and over again. Practice opening those eyelids and closing them, opening and closing them, opening and closing them. Now, once you're there and you can imagine that and imagine opening those eyelids underneath your eyes, I want you to then open those eyes, the second set of eyes, and I want you to sit quietly. Just sit or lie down quietly and listen and pay attention to the things that you're seeing, regardless of whether you're just looking into the darkness. I know some people say that they see colors, things like that. Just look off into the darkness with, of course, your music, listening to your music, whatever that music may happen to be. Again, I don't recommend a specific song or a specific kind of music, whether it be binaural beats or whatever. For me, storm sounds work. Silence works for me. Again, what I'd like you to do is find what works for you. It's very, very important. You don't have to follow the crowds. Everyone's saying it's this or that. Find what works for you and then stick with it. And that should probably be your go-to when it comes to this. Also, when you're doing this, remember to breathe deeply, to relax. As you're lying there and you're listening to whatever music you're listening to or the silence, and you're taking the deep breaths, I want you to just pay attention. I know people are sitting here, just pay attention. Pay attention to what? Just listen. I know it's difficult. I think that in the 21st century, people have lost patience and they don't want to just sit quietly. But astral projection, I have found, for me, one of the things that it takes is sitting quietly and just listening and paying attention. Because what you're doing in the world when you're walking around and you're with your conscious mind, your senses are filled with seeing all these different things and hearing all these different things. There's traffic, there's cars, there's all this stimulus that's out there. There's the internet, there's your phone, there's everything. I want you to put all those things away and just listen, guys. Just listen quietly. That's it. And Watch what's unfolding in front of your eyes. Pay attention and just be in that space for a while. Now, some of you may be asking, what does this have to do with astral projection? Well, it has a lot to do with it, because what you're doing is you're taking the filter off and you're opening yourself up to listen to the things that you can't hear in the world with all the noise that's going on around you, around us. And that's all I'm kind of really asking you to do. Gosh, this is so interesting. This is taking a little longer than I thought. I think what I'm going to do is the experience that I had from 1231, I am going to do a separate video on that. It seems that this video has taken the amount of time that it should, but I think I want to do it separately because I really want to focus and talk about certain things with the experience and go from there. So I think I'm going to end this here, and then I will do a separate video perhaps later on today or tomorrow in regards to the experience. But this will be my Sunday video. Anyway, I hope that what I said to you was helpful, and for those of you who are struggling out there, I'm here. If you have questions, you can always reach out through the comments, and I will do the very best I can to answer those questions. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on this Sunday journey with me. Until next time, take care.